Hey everyone, Brandon the Shaving Realtor. Hope everyone's doing well today. And if you notice, I don't have my goatee. I shaved it off, unfortunately. I was raring to go at the beginning of November, and I was all committed to doing the No Shave November. And I was about, 9 days into the goatee, and it was coming in pretty nice. The problem is that if some of you remember in some of my past videos, I know I mentioned it at least in the last video that my mother was in the hospital with some complications after a surgery. She passed away. Last Saturday she passed away. And obviously because of the wake and all the arrangements that we had this past week, my heart wasn't into it anymore, and I had to be completely clean shaven for the wake and the funeral and everything. So here we are. So today is Sunday, and in the meantime, I did get some new products, and one of the products that I wanted to go over today and discuss was from the Shaving Shop Club, A&E. Ariana and Evans, the vetiver Magnifique, the vetiver. This is a nice smelling. So what happened was I sent Peter Charkalis a message through Facebook because I wanted a nice professional scented soap, aftershave splash, and even go into like a cologne. And Peter was nice enough. He sent this back, and he suggested the Ariana and Evans Magnifique, and then the aftershave splash. So I got that also. So here we are. This is really a nice smelling scent. I also know that Peter has been getting into fragrances, and he's been meeting with people from around the world, from what I understand, or at least the way I see it, learning different oils and fragrances. And I started showing an interest. So like I said, I sent Peter a message on Facebook, and he was nice enough to come back and suggest this brand. But also, in order to match with the vetiver, he suggested that I get the vetiver. I don't know if you can see the label here. And I actually ordered this through. Oh, geez, I forgot the website that he gave me. What I'll do is I'll make sure that I link the website address below. And I mean, you want to talk, this is the first vetiver scent that I've had. I could tell you the soap, mid-strength, it's probably maybe a 6, but this is the first time that I've ever smelled this type of scent, and it is very professional, very classy. The aftershave splash is aftershave splash and cologne, so it adds a little bit more of a fragrance level also, and it's a little stronger. But then when you add the vetiver, when you add this on, it just adds a nice level. And that vetiver smell, that scent is there. I mean, it is just an absolute perfect match. And for that, I have to just say thank you to Peter for taking the time and making that suggestion. That's going to be a nice set for me, for special meetings, appointments, and things that I have, in my business. And so I'm going to do a shave with it today and kind of do a little bit of a review. And I've already shaven with this once. And this is a little bit of a harder soap. And it really came out nice. The one thing I notice is as you start to lather it up in the tub, the scent starts to illuminate a little bit more. So, but as usual, I mean, that's about a 30-second load, maybe not even just quite a 30-second load, and you got a nice lather. And I'm using my Big Bruce from Razor Rock. So let me get my face wet and let's get going. So my mother had some complications from a surgery. She had emphysema and COPD, and she'd suffered with it for, probably the last 6 or 8 years. And it wasn't until like the last couple of years that it hit her really hard and heavy. What happened was she had a trach about 5 years ago. And when the trach hole sealed, it never really sealed correctly. And she had like a foreskin on the inside. And so every 6 months, my mom had to keep going back to have a stent put in her esophagus in order to keep that airway open. Well, about 2.5 weeks ago, oh, Peter, I really like this scent. About 2.5 weeks ago, when she went in to have the procedure done, she stayed overnight. My dad brought her home the next day. And on her way up the stairs, coming into the house, she fell. She only fell down one stair, but it was enough to where it broke her left arm and it broke her right foot. Back into the hospital she went. They had to do surgery on her arm and her foot. And at some point during the surgery, she stopped breathing for 7 minutes. They ended up getting her revived. And we were concerned, obviously, about any long, damage, brain damage from the 7 minutes that she wasn't breathing. That wasn't the problem. That part actually came out fine. The problem was she didn't really come out of the anesthesia. Her COPD kicked in, and they had her on a breathing tube. They tried to take the breathing tube out after a few days. And her COPD just kicked in high gear. Her lungs just couldn't handle the breathing. And after 2 more days of putting her back on the breathing tube, as a family, we had no choice but to put her on hospice. And so last week, not this past Friday, 2 days ago, but the Friday before, we put her on hospice at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And that next morning, Saturday morning at 5:30 a.m., she passed. So, this isn't fun going through this. It's really not. The good thing is we've got a supportive family. My father's going to have some adjusting to do. We're all going to have some adjusting. So, doing this today is just, again, it's a Sunday. My wife and my daughters are out doing some things, and I'm just this is actually probably the first day that I had that I'm just by myself to just hang out. I took a shower, now I'm doing a shave, and here we are. So let me rinse off, and I'll be right back. I feel like Rudd's shaving right now. Didn't even realize I don't have my shirt on after my shower. It is more comfortable doing a shave like this without putting the shirt on for the video. So I'm just going to take the rest of the day and relax here. But my wife's going to come home with dinner, and she's going to want to know what smells so good. Very nice slickness on this soap too. Forgot to mention, just all around, it's really nice soap. Very nice. So again, all you guys doing the Movember shave, keep it up. I figured if anything, I could still mention it and bring awareness to it. And the rest of you guys that are going through the rest of the month, growing your beards, mustaches, goatees. Oh, funny quick story. When I was up in the hospital with my mother, let me rinse off while I'm talking here. Two of the doctors came in, and the one doctor had like a handlebar mustache almost. You could tell he was working on it. And the other doctor had, you know, a close cut beard, and it was trimmed real nice. And I made a comment to the guy with the mustache. I said, you know, it's a really cool looking mustache. He says, yeah, he says, I'm growing it out for Movember. So of course we got on a subject about that. You know, my father's sitting there because he has no clue, you know, what we're talking with this shaving lingo. And of course I just, you know, I struck up a nice conversation with the two doctors. And so I'm waiting because this guy's going to friend request me because he's on one of the shaving Facebook pages. So I'm just waiting to find him or for him to friend request me. Nice guy. And we just kind of hit it off by talking about the shaving stuff. So we'll see what happens. I just thought it was kind of a funny story. It ran into somebody. So anyway, so I am rinsed off here. It's one more. Yeah, it's a nice slickness on that soap. Oh. Very relaxing. And here is the Ariana and Evans, the Splash. Magnifique. So I'm going to just spray a few in my hand. Yeah, you only need 2 or 3. And there we go. A little burn, not bad. But I really like this vetiver scent. Really, really nice. And then, just to add a little bit, I'm going to use just a couple sprays. And again, this is G-U-E-R-L-A, I'm sorry, G-U-E-R, is it G-U-E-I-R? L-A-I-N, Guerlain vetiver. This stuff is really nice. and it's strong. You don't need a lot. I'm just putting a couple sprays on the back of my neck. I'll rub it in, and that adds a nice scent. Guys, thanks again for watching. I appreciate you taking the time. And we all love our mothers. If your mothers are still out there, cherish them. That's all I can say. But in the meantime, again, thank you for watching. And make some comments, post some questions, click the like button. And if this is the first time seeing my videos, if you can subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. But in the meantime, and as always, make it a great day.